Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the draw for the 147th Kentucky Derby taking place this Saturday here at Churchill Downs. It's great to feel the energy in the room, particularly as we welcome back the Derby to springtime and to see all the connections here today as we get to set the draw this year's race. 20 horses have entered the Derby. We'll draw all 20 post positions here this morning. First off, a couple of introductions. Behind me, to my left, your right. Barbara Borden is the chief steward for the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission. She started in racing back in 1976 and started here at the Derby in 2012. Next to her is Mike Anderson, a Louisville native and the new president of Churchill Downs. He was named the 14th president last year. Thus, this will be his first Derby in that role. Next to Mike is Laurel Durham. Corporate counsel for Churchill Downs Incorporated is here to oversee the proceedings. At the table in front, Ben Huffman, vice president of racing for Churchill Downs. He's a Louisville native that graduated from Western Kentucky University, and when not filling races in Kentucky, he's at his home in Crestwood, Kentucky, taking care of 2 off-the-track thoroughbreds, but his daughters tell us they're angling for more. Dan Bork, originally from Philadelphia, has done everything at the racetrack, from paddock judge to entry clerk to his current role as stakes coordinator and assistant racing secretary here at Churchill. And finally, to hang the silks, Alex Frankie from Lexington, the reigning Miss Kentucky. With that, let's get ready to draw the Derby.
All right.
The way this works is Ben has an entry sheet, Dan has a pill. The entry sheet is matched up to the pill, and that will be the post position. We'll draw 10 post positions at first, take a little break and draw the second 10 after that. And with that, gentlemen, let's go.
Okay. All right. Here we go. 20.
Number 20.
20. Bourbonic. Todd Pletcher, Kendrick Carmouche.
Number 20, Bourbonic. This is Kendrick Carmouche, a Louisiana native. This is his first mount in the Kentucky Derby, and he said he's going to try and treat it like every other race, although he admits he's quite pumped up. The Derby's a dream come true on many levels for him. This is the 5th time that Todd Pletcher will start 4 horses in the Derby. One of those times he did that, he won it with Super Saver in 2010. Bourbonic, number 20.
13.
13. Hidden Stash. Vicky Oliver, Rafael Bejarano.
Number 13, Hidden Stash. Rafael Bejarano returning to the Derby. He has not rode in the Derby in the last few years. He ran 4th in 2009. Vicky Oliver trying to become the first female to win the Kentucky Derby. Hidden Stash, 13.
15.
15. Rock Your World. John Sadler, Joel Rosario.
Number 15 is Rock Your World. It figures to be one of the shorter prices in this year's Kentucky Derby. Rosario, of course, won the Kentucky Derby with Orb back in 2013. This is the 5th Kentucky Derby starter for John Sadler. The Santa Anita Derby has proven to be a good prep race for the Kentucky Derby with 3 winners from the last 10 years. Rock Your World at the sale when he was purchased had the perfect balance for a classic distance horse. That's Rock Your World, number 15.
Number 3.
3. Brooklyn Strong. Danny Velasquez, Umberto Rispoli.
Number 3 is Brooklyn Strong, who actually beat Known Agenda, who figures to be one of the favorites in this year's Kentucky Derby, in the Remsen last year. The last time the Remsen winner came on to win the Kentucky Derby was 1995 with Thunder Gulch. This is the first Derby mount for Umberto Rispoli and trainer Danny Velasquez. Brooklyn Strong, number 3.
Number 2.
2. Like the King. Wesley Ward, Drayden Van Dyke.
Number 2 is Like the King, Drayden Van Dyke, who moved his tack here to Kentucky last year. 2 horses have won the Kentucky Derby coming out of the Jeff Ruby Stakes, Lily Teen of Animal Kingdom most recently. This is Wesley Ward, who's won races all around the world. Believe it or not, his first Kentucky Derby starter. Like the King, number 2.
Number 10.
10. Midnight Bourbon. Steve Asmussen, Mike Smith.
Number 10 is Midnight Bourbon for the all-time leading trainer here at Churchill Downs, Steve Asmussen. He said earlier this week that he believes Midnight Bourbon's time is coming. He's a big horse that stands more than 16 hands tall, and he became a bit of an internet sensation when he got loose this week on the backside. Midnight Bourbon is feeling good this week, number 10 in the Kentucky Derby.
Number 8.
8, Medina Spirit, Bob Baffert, John Velasquez.
Number 8 is Medina Spirit. Medina is actually the second holiest city in the Islamic faith. It's the same trainer and jockey combination that won last year's Kentucky Derby, and of course between them they have 9 Kentucky Derby wins. Johnny Velasquez with 3, Baffert all-time leading, tied for that with 6. That is Medina Spirit, number 8.
Number 4.
4, Keep Me in Mind, Robertino Diodoro, David Cohen.
4 is Keep Me in Mind, who won the Kentucky Jockey Club last Thanksgiving weekend here at Churchill Downs. Super Save the last horse to win the Kentucky Jockey Club before going on to win the Kentucky Derby. This is the first starter for both jockey David Cohen and Robertino Diodoro. Keep Me in Mind is number 4.
Number 18.
18, Superstock, Steve Asmussen, Ricardo Santana.
Number 18 is Superstock, a true family affair with Steve's dad owning part of Superstock and his son having been a rider in Superstock's early part of his career. Steve Asmussen said this week to twinspires.com that this is a horse that can get position and switch things off, which he believes will be critical in a race like the Kentucky Derby. That is Superstock, number 18.
Number 11.
11, Dynamic One, Todd Pletcher, Jose Ortiz.
Number 11, Dynamic One for Todd Pletcher and jockey Jose Ortiz, Eclipse Award-winning jockey Jose Ortiz, who last year took a picture of the Derby winner's circle when he was at Churchill Downs with the caption, "One Day." Jose Ortiz has had 6 prior mounts at the Kentucky Derby with a 2nd and a 3rd. He will see if he can get that one-day win with Dynamic One this weekend. Number 11, Dynamic One in the Derby. That's the first 10. We'll take a brief break and come back and draw the second 10 halfway home at the post draw.
We moved to the 7th.
And welcome back as we get set to draw the final 10 post positions. Just a quick equipment change note on Keep Me in Mind. He will be racing in the Derby with blinkers off. Blinkers off, Keep Me in Mind for the Derby on Saturday. 10 to go. Let's do it.
Okay, here we go.
Number 5.
5, Sainthood, Todd Pletcher, Corey Lannery.
Number 5 is Sainthood. Corey Lannery, known around these parts for loving the rail here at Churchill Downs. This is one of 4 horses for Todd Pletcher in the race. Of all the horses coming into this year's Kentucky Derby, Sainthood had by far the worst trip in his prep, and he still managed to get up for 2nd. Sainthood, number 5.
Number 9.
9, Hot Rod Charlie. Doug O'Neill, Flavian Pratt.
Apparently, number 9 is the lucky number for Hot Rod Charlie. Doug O'Neill, the trainer, is a two-time Kentucky Derby winning trainer. Pratt, who's going to ride Hot Rod Charlie, rode Country House in 2019. When they were naming this horse, they tried to find something that was catchy and decided to use the phrase Hot Rod in front of the dam sire Indian Charlie, and that's how they came up with Hot Rod Charlie, number 9.
Number 12.
12, Helium, Mark Casse, Julian Leparoux.
Number 12, Helium, is one of 2 horses for Mark Casse in this year's Kentucky Derby. Helium is undefeated in all 3 starts. Around the barn, Helium is a laid-back horse that only gets worked up when it's time to eat, and he has never missed a meal. That's Helium, the Tampa Bay Derby winner, number 12 for this year's Derby.
19.
19, Soup and Sandwich, Mark Casse, Tyler Gaffleone.
Soup and Sandwich, the other starter for trainer Mark Casse, is the 5th starter in the Kentucky Derby for Live Oak. They finished 2nd back in 1982 with a horse named Laserlight. Mark Casse has 8 prior starts in the Derby, ran 4th with Classic Empire. Soup and Sandwich is a big, strong-feeling colt that is a mixture of what they call around the barn Class Clown and D1 quarterback. That's Soup and Sandwich, number 19.
Number 7.
7, Mandaloon, Brad Cox, Florent Giroux.
Number 7 is Mandaloon for Brad Cox and Florent Giroux. This is Judmon's 6th starter. Florent Giroux is going to ride, known around here as Flo. Brad Cox, of course, a Louisville native. He joins Alan Jerkins as one of the only 2 trainers in the history of horse racing that won an Eclipse Award before having their first Kentucky Derby starter. Mandaloon is one of Brad's first Kentucky Derby starters.
17.
17, Highly Motivated, Chad Brown, Javier Castellano.
Number 17, highly motivated for Chad Brown. This is his 6th Kentucky Derby starter. He ran 2nd with Good Magic back in 2018. Highly Motivated is owned by Eclipse Award-winning Clarvitz Stables, who named the horse after the dam Strong Incentive, because if you have strong incentive, you are highly motivated. Highly Motivated, number 17.
Number 6.
6, Obesos, Greg Foley, Marcelino Pedrosa.
Number 6, Obesos, is truly a Kentucky horse with Oldham County's Team Foley. Owner and breeder Barrett Bernard, who owns part of the horse as well, let his son Brian name Obesos, and it came from the sire Orb for the O and the dam Snugs and Kisses. Bezos means kisses in Spanish. Travis Foley, Greg Foley's son, said he's a smart horse and not much bothers him. That's Obesos, number 6.
Number 1.
1, Known Agenda, Todd Pletcher, Irad Ortiz.
Number 1 is Known Agenda for Todd Pletcher and Irad Ortiz. Known Agenda exits the Florida Derby, the same race that Always Dreaming used to win the Kentucky Derby for these same connections. It's the most productive prep in history. 24 winners coming out of that race. 3-time Eclipse Award winning jockey Irad Ortiz. This is his 5th Derby mount, and he'll have to do it from post 1 with Known Agenda.
14.
14, Essential Quality, Brad Cox, Louis Saez.
Essential Quality, who figures to be the morning line favorite. We'll find out here momentarily. Won his first race on Derby Day last year in September. His sire Tappet, one of the top sires in North America, seeking his first Kentucky Derby winner. He was last year's 2-year-old champion. 2-year-old champions are 21 for 79 in the Kentucky Derby. The last to do it was Nyquist, 2016. Essential Quality, number 14.
16.
16, King Fury, Kenny McPeak, Brian Hernandez.
King Fury, number 16 for this year's Derby. This is Brian Hernandez's 3rd Kentucky Derby mount. He's said that King Fury showed a lot as a 2-year-old, but has really developed into his 3-year-old season. They're hoping to sit back and make one run. Trainer Kenny McPeak named King Fury after the 2-time world heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. King Fury, number 16 for this year's Kentucky Derby. And that should be all 20. We'll take another brief break and we'll be back with the morning line odds for the 147th Derby back after this. And welcome back as we have now drawn the 147th Kentucky Derby, and it's now time to find out the morning line odds for this year's race, brought to you by TwinSpires.com and created by Mike Battaglia, who's been doing it for decades. We checked with Mike at the break, no changes from his original draft. So here we go with the morning line odds for the Kentucky Derby. We'll do this in alphabetical order for those of us using the draw sheet here in the room. So first off, we have Bourbonic at 30 to 1. Bourbonic is 30 to 1. Brooklyn Strong, 50 to 1. Brooklyn Strong is 50 to 1. Dynamic One is 20 to 1. Dynamic One, 20 to 1 for the Derby. Essential Quality, the morning line favorite for this year's Kentucky Derby, is 2 to 1. 2 to 1 on Essential Quality. Helium and Hidden Stash are both 50 to 1. 50 to 1 on Helium, 50 to 1 on Hidden Stash. Highly Motivated is 10 to 1. Highly Motivated, 10 to 1. Hot Rod Charlie, 8 to 1. Hot Rod Charlie is 8 to 1. Keep Me in Mind, blinkers off there, 50 to 1. Keep Me in Mind is 50 to 1. King Fury is 20 to 1. 20 to 1 on King Fury. 6 to 1 on Known Agenda. Known Agenda, 6 to 1 from the rail. Like the King is 50 to 1. 50 to 1 on Like the King. 15 to 1 on both Mandaloon and Medina Spirit. Mandaloon 15, Medina Spirit 15. Midnight Bourbon and Obezos, both at 20. Midnight Bourbon 20 to 1, Obezos 20 to 1. Rock Your World, 5 to 1. 5 to 1 on Rock Your World. Sainthood 50, 50 to 1 on Sainthood, and 30 to 1 on both Soup and Sandwich and Super Stock. 30 to 1 on Super and Sandwich and Super Stock. So once again, Essential Quality, the 2 to 1 morning line favorite. Rock Your World at 5 to 1, Known Agenda 6, and Hot Rod Charlie 8 to 1, the top 4. That'll conclude the post position draw for this year's Kentucky Derby. It's race 12 of 14 on Saturday. Post time approximately 6:57, $3 million, and history on the line. Thanks for joining us, everybody, this morning. Best of luck Derby week, and enjoy the 147th.